What's going on? All thanks for tuning in once again. Let's talk Beterbiev versus Bivol. Battle of the Russians, winner takes all. Two of the greatest fighters out there today, in today's era of boxing. Beterbiev, the only guy that's champion that has a 100% knockout ratio. 20 fights, 20 wins by knockout, I believe. I may be wrong, correct me if I am. And Dimitry, a guy that's proven time and time again, that he's here to stay, that he's here to fight the best. He's already beaten Canelo. He's already, made a statement at light heavyweight. Undefeated. Just finished beating Lyndon Arthur. Just an all-rounded great boxer. Very skilled. Great stamina, great footwork. Great at pacing himself. And just, like I say, one of the best in the sport. There's not much I can really say about this guy, but has he taken a punch from a Beterbiev in his career? That's going to be the changer here. The change is going to be, can he handle the power? Because we know what Beterbiev needs to do. We know that Beterbiev has a 100% knockout ratio. He's also, went the distance with Usyk 3 times in the amateurs, beating him once. Beating him at light heavyweight in the amateurs. Let's not forget that. Also, very competitive fights in the fights that he lost against Usyk. And we know that Usyk's a very crafty southpaw. Although Bivol is an orthodox fighter, all I'm saying is that Beterbiev really does that power, have that power that can slow you down. That power that does change the fight. We saw what he done with Callum Smith. After 3 rounds, it looked like Smith was at round 11. That's the sort of destructive power that Beterbiev has. Just a game changer. Just a game changer with his power. Can Bivol stay away from that? Bivol definitely needs to look out for the around the back shots. Beterbiev's a guy that throws those shots that are, slightly behind the head, slightly on the side of the body, those looping shots that really do the damage. He needs to watch out for those. Most importantly, he needs to shut down Beterbiev. Beterbiev's a guy that he always lunges forward. He's the shorter guy in most fights. So he lunges forward with his power. He basically steps forward with a power jab or a power shot, and then he lets his hands go when he's deep inside the pocket. Outside of the pocket will be Bivol's best way of winning this one. He needs to keep Beterbiev outside of the pocket. Definitely, make it a boxing match in this case. Can't allow Beterbiev to get too close. Stay away from the ropes is going to be key for him. Beterbiev's a guy that, once he lands some big punches, he knows that he's doing damage. He's got that sort of power. He's going to let his hands go at all angles. He's going to let his hands go around the back, around the side, whatever means necessary to put the guy out. Bivol needs to be on his A game, make sure that he doesn't get caught by any of these big shots. He's got to also understand that Beterbiev is 40 years of age, so, regardless of how great he looks, he's always going to slow down a little bit. At age, you lose a bit of speed, you lose a bit of everything, except for power. Power stays there the longest, so, the power shots are always going to be there. So, Bivol needs to be very careful in this fight. He needs to think about, for sure, going the distance. I believe Bivol's best way of winning this fight will be to try to, keep Beterbiev in the center of the ring. So a lot of lateral movement, a lot of shutting down his attack, by timing his jab. When Beterbiev's coming forward, he's got to time him with that jab. Come at different angles. Most importantly, like I say, box outside of the pocket, box on the outside, lateral movement, circle around, and just outbox him, for 12 rounds. It's always going to be a dangerous fight for him because, Beterbiev showed that he can stop guys late. Their power stays there for the full fight. He's got good stamina on him. He knows how to pace himself. So Bivol really needs to shut down his momentum. He needs to also, show Beterbiev that he does have power. Beterbiev's fought guys like Anthony Yard, guys that can punch hard. So Bivol needs to make sure that he is throwing right-hand leads. He is getting Beterbiev's respect, because if Beterbiev feels that he doesn't have, that he's not really taking much power shots, then he's gonna pin him back regardless. He's gonna come forward. He's gonna find a way to close that gap regardless. Understand that Beterbiev can also box on the back foot. It's just when he's, like I say, outside of the pocket is where his weakness is. Understand that Beterbiev is a guy that did beat Usyk in the amateurs. He did beat him at light heavyweight, so technically he is undefeated at a light heavyweight, at light heavyweight division. He's beaten some very skillful fighters, but he also did lose to Usyk twice, which was very competitive fights. So that's where I'm getting to. Usyk's a guy that's very crafty, great at boxing, just like Bivol. So Bivol needs to, watch those fights back, try to find ways to, study Beterbiev where he can, circle around and move, and stay away from those big, hellacious punches that Beterbiev has. Those punches that can really change the landscape of the fight. With one punch. Most importantly, he can't afford to, fight at short range, because Beterbiev's a guy that can generate great power with short range punches. He has to be, in my opinion, pound for pound, power punches, one of the best out there in terms of generating power at short range, power in both hands. So Bivol needs to outbox him, stay outside the pocket, and Beterbiev, in my opinion, needs to at least drop him a couple of times. That's how good Bivol is at boxing. He's a great boxer, great skills. Both guys are disciplined. It's just going to come down to power versus boxing, the puncher against the boxer. That's what I'm trying to say. So, I've got it 50-50, you've got to understand it is a 12-round fight. And Beterbiev, 100% knockout ratio. You can't, in my opinion, really, write him off if he's beaten everyone by stoppage. So, I'm going to go for Beterbiev in this one. I do like the guy's power. I do like the guy's skills that he has and his ability to finish guys off. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bivol does outbox him throughout the whole fight. But that's my take on it anyway. If Beterbiev can close the gap, he can definitely do the damage. He can definitely stop Bivol, in my opinion. Although Bivol hasn't been stopped, I still think that having a 100% knockout ratio, he's the best guy for the job. Again, I've got to score 50-50. Leave your take on it. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to catch you next time.